You probably clicked on this video because of the thumbnail, but don't click away because the next 60 seconds will change the way you see women forever. What if I told you everything you think you know about love is a lie? You've been told that women fall for the nicest guy, the richest guy, the best-looking guy in the room. But what if that's all wrong? Because women don't love men, at least not in the way you think. They don't fall for your face, your bank account, or even charming personality. They fall for something deeper, something primal, something hidden, something psychologic. And if you don't understand this, you'll spend your whole life chasing love like a ghost, never quite able to hold on to it. But once you learn this secret, you'll stop chasing and start attracting. Welcome to Dark Psychology. I'm Amelia, and in this video I'm about to reveal a raw, brutally honest breakdown of the female mind, so real I'll haunt you in the best way possible. But first, before we dive in, I've got a free gift for the serious men. It's called the Female Mind Control Handbook. It's not fluff, it's not a gimmick, it's the real science of what makes a woman crave, obsess, and attack. Get it now. Link in the description or pinned comment. Let's beg and sign one. Women don't love you. They love how you make them feel. Harris' secret. 90% of men will never understand. Women don't fall in love with you. They fall in love with the feeling they get when they're around you. Not your looks, not your car, not your job. It's an experience. The storm, the emotional roller coaster. To a woman, love is not a structure built on logic and facts. It's a high, an intoxicating rush of emotion, tension, comfort, and mystery, all wrapped into one. You could be the most attractive, successful, well-dressed man in the room, but if she doesn't feel something when you speak, if her pulse doesn't quicken, if her mind isn't spinning with, "What's he thinking?" she'll forget you faster than an ex. Psychologists call this phenomenon-emotional imprinting. It's when a woman associates you with a powerful that's what makes her keep coming back again and again. Let Meppen think the picture. Two men meet the same woman. One says all the right things. He's polite, respectful, predictable. The other, he teases her, challenges her, makes her laugh until she can't breathe, even frustrates her a little in a way that keeps her thinking. Guess which one she thinks about when the lights go out? And no, it's not fair. You might be the better man, the safer choice, the loyal rock, but she'll always choose the one who makes her live away. Because women don't chase perfection. They chase the chemical cocktail of emotion, adrenaline, dopamine, uncertainty, the same way people get addicted to gambling or roller coasters. And this is where most men fail. They try to win her with logic. They bring resumes instead of emotions. They convince instead of making her feel. But the men women obsess over, they create a wave of feelings so unforgettable thought, even when she's moved on, she compares every new man to that emotional boop. That's how imprinting works. End. Now that you understand this, you're already miles ahead of 95% of men. But hold on, because now we go deeper. What if I told you the more you chase her, the more she pulls away? Coming up in part 2, the chase that kills attraction, you'll see why your biggest strength might be walking away on. How the moment you stop trying is the moment she starts obsessing. Sign 2. The more you chase her, the less she feels. Let me ask you something. Have you ever sent a text and stared at the screen waiting? 10 minutes pass, 30 an hour, 3, still no reply. You check her Instagram, she's active, posting, liking, laughing. But your message, unread, ignored, ghosted. That slow burn in your chest, that creeping panic in your gut. You feel like you're losing her and fast. Now flip the roles. Have you ever had someone chase you too hard, texting back immediately, always saying yes, constantly checking in, too available, too eager, too easy? How did that Makoyo feel? You didn't value them. You got because as human beings we're wired to desire what feels just out of reach. And for women, this need for anticipation is magnified by emotion. A man who's always available kills attraction because he removes the one thing that makes romance electric: tension. Think of it like a rubber band. Pull too hard and it snaps. Give just an out pull and it stays tight. The tension, that's what keeps her thinking about you all day. Here's the cold truth. When a man chases, he destroys the very thing that could make her fall. Why? Because in psychology, we don't value what we already have. We crave what we think we could lose. If she knows she already has you, if she knows Sue, drop everything just to please her, her brain relaxes. And when her brain relaxes, attraction dies. This is why high-value men don't chase, they lead. They draw her in. They invite her into their world, but only on their terms. They don't overload her with compliments. They don't bombard her with. They create space. And in that space, she wonders. She imagines. She craves it. Because the second she stops wondering about you, she starts forgetting you. You want to know their onic twist. When you stop trying so hard, when you stop proving yourself, that's when she starts chasing you on there, obsessed. Create tension. Create curiosity. Create distance. Don't give her everything at once. Give her a little mystery, because mystery is magnetic. But if you think being mysterious means being nice, think again. In the next part, I'll reveal the fatal mistake Mosman make. The nice guy trap. Why do women say they want a nice guy but leave him heartbroken every time? Coming up, women don't want nice, they want unshakable. Sign 3. Women don't want a nice guy. They want an Let's shatter another illusion. You've been told your whole life, be a nice guy, be respectful, be her rock. So, what do? You say yes. You'll hold her purse. You text her good morning, good night, and everything in between. You listen, support, and avoid conflict. You agree, even when you don't. Because in your mind, that's love. That's what a good man does. But let me ask you something brutalist. Has that ever actually worked? Or did you still drift away, lose interest, say things like, you're too nice, I feel like we've lost the spark, you're great, but something's missing, and you're left sitting there wondering, what the hell just happened? Here's what happened. You became soft, not in body, but in presence, in masculinity, in Yorka. You became predictable, safe, passive, forgettable. And here's the script most guys never learn. Women say they want a nice guy, but they crave a man who's unshakable. Let me explain. Being kind is good. Being emotionally interlinked, even better. But being nice at the cost of your backbone, that's a weakness. And women, especially feminine women, do not respect weakness. Because when life tests her, when her emotions spiral, when she pushes your buttons to see if you'll fold, she doesn't want another yes man. She doesn't want a therapist in boyfriend skin. She wants Alman, who can look her in the eye and say, I love you, but I won't be walking on. I can leave, too. That doesn't make you a jerk. That makes you powerful. That makes you grounded. It shows her you have standards, that you're not desperate, that your validation doesn't come from her approval. And nothing turns on a woman more than a man who doesn't flinch. This is why women are redrawn to stoic men, not cold men, not emotionless men, but calm, present, in control of a kind of man who can smile in chaos, who doesn't raise his voice to prove a point, who can walk away from disrespect and never look back. That's magnetic. You want to drive her wild, baby calm in her storm, because she will test you. She'll push your limits, not after she wants to destroy you, but after deep down she needs to know, can this man handle me at my worst? Can he stay strong when I can't? If the answer was yes, if you pass that test, she stopped testing and she stopped respecting. But it's not just about strength, it's about perception. In the next part, I'll show you why love is an illusion built in her mind and how you can shape that illusion so powerfully. She'll fall for the idea of you even more than the reality. Coming up, love is a game of perception, not reality. Sign for love is a game of perception, not reality. Let's talk about one of the greatest illusions of love. The idea that people fall for each other based on woe. They really are. You might think she'll fall in love with me because I'm kind, successful, honest, but the harsh truth, she's not in love with you. She's in love with the story she created. Let that sink in. Psychologist skill, this cognitive projection, the human brain's tendency to project internal emotions, fantasies, and fears onto another person. So when a woman meets you, she's not experiencing their you. She's experiencing a filtered version shaped by her past heartbreaks, her unmet desires, her deepest fears, her romantic ideals. You're not a person to her, you're a narrative. That's why a woman can go from being completely obstinate to ice cold in a matter of days. You didn't change, her perception of you did, and perception is everything. Let me prove it. Think of a woman describing a man she's falling for. He's just different. He's so mysterious. It's like he understands me without messing anything. Now take the same man. Make him more available. Make him overly active. Make him eager to please. Suddenly, she says, I don't know. I feel like we're in different places. He's a good guy, but something just feels off. The man didn't change. The frame did. This is where most men lose the game. They focus on being good instead, off-bung, intriguing. They let the narrative envelope on autopilot instead of controlling the frame. But the men hoe in, they curate the experience, they craft the perception. They guide the way sees them intentionally. Want to know how? Here's the blueprint. Emotional contrast creates addiction. If you only give her comfort, you become background noise. But if you give her moments of connection followed by distancy becomes emotionally hooked. Echoes, highs feel higher after a low, and the brain remembers contrast, not consistency. Unpredictability creates fascination. If she always knows what you'll do next, she stops wondering. And when she stops wondering, she stops feeling. You want their attention. Be the man whose next move can't be guessed. Be calm but not robotic. Be kind but not available on command. Scarcity creates value. Let me be clear. If she feels like she can have you anytime, she won't value your time. But when she has to earn your presence, when your attention feels rare and meaningful, she treasures it. Because scarcity isn't about playing games. It's about showing her that you are not cheap, that your time is precious, that your emotional investment earned, not handed out. So, if love is perception, shape it, control it. Don't let her fantasies form randomly. Become the man she imagines when you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be memorable. But there's one last piece, one finalement that keeps a woman loyal, not just for a night, but for life. Coming up next, the one thing that makes her stay forever. It's not an attraction, not chemistry, not even love, it's something deeper. And when you master this, she'll never want to leave. Sign 5. If she feels safe, she'll never leave. After all the chemistry, mystery, and emotional highs, after theasing the tension, the mental games, there's one final truth that overrides everything else. A woman doesn't stay because of how much loves you. She stays because she feels safe. And I don't mean physical safety. Yes, that matters. That's the baseline. I'm talking about something deeper. Emotional safety. That's a conscious certainty that when she's with you, she can let go. She doesn't have to lead. She doesn't have to manage. She doesn't have to protect herself every second. She can simply be. Why? Because in a world where her emotions shift like the tide, where her thoughts move fast, her feelings move faster, and everything seems to be in constant motion, there is one thing she's always looking for. A man who stays still when everything else is spinning. That's not just attractive. That's irresistible. Let me break this down. Biologically, a woman's brain is wired for emotional processing. She feels more, she senses more, she reacts more. That's not weakness. It's evolutionary design. But in that storm of emotion, there is a part of her silently screaming, can I fall, appertend, still feel held? Can I lose myself in trust? He won't lose himself with me. That's why the Stoic man wins. Not the cold man, not the emotionally the centered man, the man who feels deeply but doesn't react recklessly, the man who when she lashes out doesn't panic, when she breaks down, don't rush to fix it, when she tests his strength, doesn't collapse into apology or anger. He doesn't mirror her chaos, he anchors it, because here's the paradox most men never understand. The more emotional strength you show, the more emotional softness she gives. She stops playing games, she stops pushing boundaries, she stops wondering if you're the one, because now she knows you've shown her something rare, something she may haven't ever felt before. Safety, depth, security, consistency. That's what creates devotion. That's what builds legacy. That's what makes her yours. Not just for now, but for good. And now, the choice is yours. You can keep doing what every other man does. Chasing, pleasing, hoping. Or you can become the man. Shadowsint. Just love. She trusts me. Respect. Fears of losing. This is the path of the Stoic. This is dark psychology. If you found this valuable, hit that like button. Subscribe so you don't miss the next drop, because what's coming will blow your mind. And if you're serious about mastering this game, grab the Famala Mind Control Handbook, links in the description and pinned comment. Until next time, stay sharp, stay stoic, and let them chase. Let